Welcome, guys, to our blog. I'm David.
And I'm Equa.
And we are Tainted Blood Clothing.
You've reached the question and answer section of our blog. So, we're going to start off with a question. Ready? Actually, this question comes from a good friend, Sean, from Savannah. Shout out to you. Thank you very much. But we're going to have my husband read them off, and we're going to answer them. So, let's go.
Where's the first place a child should be taught about sex? School, church, or home?
I believe when it
Hold
comes...
on. What's the first place a child should be taught about sex? School, home, or church?
I say home. Everything begins at home. And if you teach them at home and they go out, they will already be prepared. But
that's what the word says. Train up a child in the way it should go, and it will not depart once it moves forward.
But there's so many aspects of education that should be learned.
Absolutely.
For a child, like, it's more than just wait till you're married to have sex. It's more than just, this is just a physical interaction with another human being.
And because of all that clarity that needs to come to the table, you've got to be able to have a setting such as a home, a safe, secure, non-judgmental environment that is controlled by the ones who are responsible for that child, which are the parents. And the home is the only place. Parents don't have control of the school system. Parents don't have control of the church. Parents, you have control of your home.
Right. And that's your child. So
that's your child.
Your child should hear it from you.
Your child should
before they hear
you.
it from any strangers out there trying to tell them about sex. It should come from home first. So when a stranger say something, oh, my mom, my dad already got them together. I already know.
Holla.
Got it together. So I think it personally should start at home, and not just the wear a condom or birth control, but more so the mental aspect of it, the physical aspect of it, the spiritual aspect of it.
Or whenever this happens and all that comes together, that they're prepared to make this decision. Not saying that 16 is wrong and 32 is right, or 32 is wrong and 16 is right, as far as that timing, but being prepared to handle this actual act of sex. As Equa just said, our director here at taintedbloodclothing.com said, it's so much more than just the penetration. Right. And you've got to be trained and educated with clarity about those ramifications and also the benefits of such too. Before you actually act on it.
And I say home because you go to church, and church pretty much just tells you, wait till you're married to have
sex. From a judgmental
And don't get me wrong, I'm a PK, I'm a pastor's kid. I understand that that's what should happen, but look at the day and age we live in now. It's kids that's 10 years old, they're having babies. And
8-year-olds having babies.
Right, so it's time to start educating at home, not just to wait till marriage, but so they can be mentally prepared to what comes along with having sex.
The word says our people perish for a lack of knowledge.
Right.
And because people are not knowledgeable, young people, of what is out there, not just in a negative way, but what may arouse in their own minds, in their own bodies, in their own spirits, and they try to act upon them, that's when you have problems.
Right. So,
but there's a second part to this question.
Yeah, there is. Hold on, so you're agreeing with me, home should start first?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
Right. Question number 2.
So when your child becomes of age, do you give your child protection for sex, and why?
I started off with the first question. You can start with this one.
I just had a flashback to my own personal 13-year-old experience there. So there was like, do you prepare your child to protect themselves? Do you prepare your child, equip your child to be able to make the appropriate, cleanly, positive, growth, protected decisions?
Right. Common sense.
Or do you give them a loaded gun and just throw them out there and allow them to not only kill themselves and hurt themselves, but destroy other people's lives also?
Right.
You know, there's a lot of cats out there with some big guns. And married people, non-married people. And they've got to be able not only to protect themselves, but to protect others also.
Right.
So as these conversations at home begin about what sex is and preparing to act upon these feelings, we must prepare them to do this safely and securely.
Right.
Now, does that mean 16, 18, 21, 25? There's some 30, 40-year-old virgins out there? I'm not saying there are. I'm not saying there isn't. What I'm saying is when you decide to take that loaded sex shooter for the purple rain shooting off in your direction, you need to be not only prepared, but equipped to do it safely and securely.
Right.
And that responsibility still lies with your parents at home, I say.
Right.
What do you think?
The short answer is yes, they should give protection to their kids. And the reason being is you're not telling them, hey, go out there and have as much sex as you want.
No.
No, what you're telling them is if you decide to make that leap to go out there and have sex, you're protected. So you're not bringing home babies. You're not bringing home diseases.
Correct.
You're not bringing home anything that you really don't know mentally are prepared for.
And like our theme says,
leave the world a little bit better than we found it.
So what we want to do is not only educate to prepare, but also protect. And as our actual statement, our mission statement says also about there is no true blood out there. There's no perfect blood. We're all tainted. We would really want to work to make the world a better place than what we found it, guys. And we can't do that by further contaminating it with ignorance and stupid decisions. We must make smart decisions.
Now, I know there's a lot of people out there that are church-going people and probably say that we're wrong and it should start at
I'm a church-going person.
I'm a church-going person.
No, that's but that.
And I do believe in waiting until marriage until you have sex. But you have to realize the generation that we live in today and the peer pressure that kids have today, not all kids listen to the wait till you're married to have sex. So
when Christ came on the scene, he was teaching a very different message than what they were used to hearing. So you must understand also what Equar is sharing with you is that Christ taught for that time. Jesus taught for that time. So now we live in a very different world, a different time. Many of the same circumstances and situations, Sodom and Gomorrah, many of the same different places like that. There's haters everywhere and such, And we must now face the 2017 version of that. But if we're going to be smarter Christians, if we're going to be more dedicated, faithful, we got to be educated and protected Christians, we must equip ourselves and prepare ourselves to face what exists.
I would rather have my kids be prepared on what would happen if they decided to lose their virginity and have them be prepared as being protected than going out there and saying, I don't have a condom, but I still want to know what this feels like.
And end up like my daddy always said, getting something to the shot can't cure.
Or even bringing home a baby. And then you have a teenager with a child and you're sitting up there like, I can't believe you did this. Well, I can't believe you didn't educate them so they wouldn't have done that.
Prepare and protect.
And even protect them or say, look, this is your life that you plan with. This is not just something that just a 5-minute thing or a 10-minute thing. This could be forever.
A life.
Right. So, and not even could be, it is forever because the spiritual aspect of it and the mental aspect of it, you will have forever.
Cannot be undone.
So protect them, give them knowledge and understanding, let them know that it's just not physical connection, it's also mental and it's also spiritual, and they always should be protected. And that is our question and answer segment. Comment, like, share, whatever you feel. We're always here, willing to listen.
Absolutely. And as a matter of fact, since this month actually is Child Abuse Awareness, from many of those diseases out there, mental diseases that people taking advantage of, children like that, hereditary things that also pass from generational curses and stuff. We actually do sell, guys, and you can make a donation to those charitable funds by actually purchasing
this shirt. And this one comes in white and heather. Now this is mostly grown people shirts, so little kids
Something for everybody, though. Something for everybody.
The way to keep your man happy is to keep his balls empty and his stomach full. And, of course, everybody is cute and got that angel face. And then, of course, you know me. I slay. So, and
then, of course, our signature
shirt, the taintedblood, you can also purchase those shirts, but it's also
caps are coming, guys.
It's a variety of other shirts on the site as well. Check us out, taintedbloodclothing.com. And this is...
I'm David.
And I'm Eppa.
And we're Tainted Blood Clothing.
TBC.